We continue, though, with this discussion on the arrest of Rajesh and Atul Gupta, and we're now joined via Zoom by political analyst Sandile Swana. Thank you so much indeed for joining us. I suppose this is a huge story for many reasons, but for South Africans, given what we've heard out of the State Capture Commission, this is a big prize.
Yes, absolutely. Good evening, Peter, and to your viewers. Yes, I think, if you look at it from 2017 until now, where President Ramaphosa is seeking a second term in 2024, it has taken them a full 5 years to really get the culprits who probably got him elected in the first place, because this was a really big story in him campaigning on a clean campaign. So this is a big breakthrough in some way, although they're still murky as to what is going to happen from here.
So what does this mean for South Africa's image, cleaning up corruption? And we'll talk about the president's other issues, but just in moving forward and trying to deal with corruption.
I think at face value, this is a good step. There's a lot of effort that has gone into this arrest, negotiating extradition treaties. We do not know whether these Guptas have appeared in court so that it can be official that they must now be, if you like, exported to South Africa. So, but it is a step to show that somehow over the past 5 years, that somehow the CR17 Cyril Ramaphosa campaign is starting to do something towards the end of his tenure in office.
All right, so we know that he can't pick up the phone personally, but some people would be speculating about the timing of all of this. Is there a link, do you think, or it's just pure coincidence?
I think it could be pure coincidence that around this time that is starting to bear fruit, and every sensible South African will be asking the question whether indeed something like this should have taken 5 years or not to be where we are. I mean, literally 6 months for him to get his first re-election relative to 2017. It's also at a time, well, obviously, people like Arthur Fraser would have known, because I'm sure they keep tabs into these things. So they would have known that something is up and started another campaign against the president. Obviously, as Batabile Dlamini has said before, all of us in the NEC have got smaller Nyana skeletons. Everybody's skeletons are popping up one way or the other.
All right, so is this part of what we expected, going towards a national elective conference, that we're going to see all sorts of things? Because the president is quite adamant that this is political warmongering that's going on.
I don't think we have had any president, be it Mbeki, be it Zuma, or Ramaphosa himself, who has ever admitted anything. I mean, in my book, President Mbeki and Zuma ran, I think it was the Seriti Commission, to try and whitewash the arms deal thing. So all of them, they are always trying to deny this or deny the other. So it has got nothing to do with politics itself. It has got something to do with whether the allegations against President Ramaphosa are true or false, and whether they are prosecutable.
So the Guptas coming back, what does that mean for those that were named in the state capture report who are here? Does that increase pressure, or it's all part of the same drama?
My view now, probably if you had asked me this question in April or March last year, I would have answered differently. I think when it comes to these big comrades, and I would count the Guptas among the big comrades, even when the comrade is already in jail, don't say the deal is sealed. I mean, Zuma sprang out of jail and is out there till today. So we don't know what's going to happen. Even if the Gupta come back to South Africa, whether they'll be prosecuted, whether they are going to come out of prison with high blood pressure or some other thing or the other. So we don't know. We actually don't know. The system of justice, the system of security, the system of policing in South Africa has got too many question marks over it right now.
The National Prosecuting Authority certainly would have to feel that they've got enough evidence for them to go and take all of these steps, setting up extradition treaties, notifying Interpol, and also getting these brothers arrested. They must, at the outset, feel that they've already got enough in the bank, I would think.
Yes, in the absence of political guidance and political interference, that is how they would do it. This is not easy. This is not easy at all. The ANC is in power. These are trusted ANC contributors, trusted and disciplined cadres of the glorious movement. So they've got to be rescued, including Cyril. Cyril Ramaphosa knows that there are certain people who need to be rescued, one way or the other. So you can't say it will all go to the bank. I don't think so. I think it's too early. Maybe after they've served 2 or 3 years, you can say, no, it's real. For now, I think it's still up in the air.
All right, so the president has this drama that's playing out. Do you think President Hage Geingob is going to have to say something, or can he afford to keep quiet?
Well, there are always two ways of doing this. Ideally, President Hage Geingob would keep quiet on the assumption that the people in the security cluster in Namibia who are charged with dealing with this matter are competent enough to deal with it and disclose what they've got to disclose to the correct channels, etc., etc. It's as simple as that. I don't favor a situation where presidents interfere with things that are potentially criminal cases and individual cases that point to specific people as opposed to general principles of justice. Ideally, I would appreciate if Hage Geingob stayed out of it.
Do you think that the president has accused or has been, and this is a question I put to an analyst just now as well, has he crossed one line too many, even though he hasn't been found guilty of anything actually? Enough of drama has been created for him to maybe consider his position?
Yes, I think if he was British like Boris, as you know, Boris and his drama over there, yeah, he would probably be in trouble. But in South Africa, these positions are bought and maintained with money. So it's not very serious. And I think he's a darling of the DA in more ways than one. He's a darling of the billionaires in South Africa. So I think they'll protect him and let him see another term and just continue with it.
And is this?
And certainly within the ANC, he's got protection.
Is this a body blow, though, for the party? Because you mentioned Boris Johnson. The Conservative Party has to think about its election prospects if they hang on to this man. Might the ANC be thinking the same?
I think the mystery around Ramaphosa, for those who analyze the actual statistics, electoral statistics, the mystery was blown long ago. Ramaphosa's effect on improving the electoral prospects of the ANC has been proved to be not there. He has not had this. The ANC is sinking with Ramaphosa at the helm. The only person that we know in history who has actually improved the prospects of the ANC was Thabo Mbeki. After that, there's nobody else. Not even Mandela, nobody. It was only Thabo Mbeki who actually increased the electoral prospects of the ANC.
All right, Sandile Swana, we'll leave it there for the time being, but no doubt it's going to be a long week in politics in South Africa. Thanks so much for your time.